Winners quit all the time. They just quit the right stuff at the right time. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. There's a book that I recently read for the month of June called The Dip by Seth Godin. Okay. And it's a great book, honestly. It's a very small book. You can read it very quickly. I read this book in a whole day. It's only 80 pages. All right. I read it twice in June because it talked about a lot of the mental barriers that we face, whether as pharmacists, whether as physicians, whether as lawyers, anybody that's pursuing a higher level education, and some of the challenges that you probably faced going into college, picking a career, deciding on things. The Dip is a powerful book, and it's a very quick read. So if you're listening to this and you enjoy Mindset Wednesday's content, please, I would encourage you to get this book. This is a must-have. And today we're just going to talk about some of the things that I learned from this book and some of the things that Seth Godin talked about to help you along your journey. All right. So let's just kind of start off with the dip. The dip is basically the journey between starting something and mastery. Everything starts off fun. Everything starts off exciting. But then we get hit in the gut. We get hit with a right hook. We get hit with an uppercut. We get hit with a roadblock, aka the dip. It's a challenge that we must overcome to get to where we want to get to. That is what this book talks about. So for example, for myself, when it comes to the dip, I hearken back to my time in undergrad. And man, oh man, physics just wasn't it for me. In order for me to be a pharmacist, I had to pass physics 1 and 2. And best believe I had to retake physics 1, and I might have even had to retake physics 2. Going from an A student in high school to actually struggling in college was a whole new concept for me. It made me doubt myself. It made me ask myself, do I even still want to be a pharmacist? Maybe I should go to finances. Maybe I should do something else. I'm not good enough. And that's probably a thought that you've had when you get hit with that crossroad. But the key thing that this book talks about is that successful people actually push harder when they get in that dip. They don't give in. They don't quit. They fight through it. They push through it. And that's what I did. I took it a second time and I was able to pass physics 1, thank God, because it was not easy. But I had to persevere through it. I had to overcome the self-doubt. I had to overcome that challenge. I had to get out of that dip in order to become a pharmacist, in order to make 6 figures, in order to be in the position that I am in now. And maybe if you're listening to this, if you're a doctor, maybe you can harken back to something like organic chemistry. I feel like that's the number one course that I hear about that a lot of people struggled with that weren't interested in pharmacy. It's always organic chem, right? It's always physics. It's the things that probably don't directly relate to your profession, but it's something that you have to take to get into your profession because it helps weed out the people who are truly serious about it compared to those who aren't. Because once again, successful people persevere through the dip. Do you think Elon Musk, when he started Tesla, had any issues or complications coming up with an electronic vehicle? Do you think it was easy? Do you think Warren Buffett had any issues during his journey of investing? Do you think any wealthy person that you know of, any millionaire, any billionaire, didn't have a dip that they had to overcome? Jeff Bezos with Amazon, the list goes on and on. They all had a moment, something that they had to overcome, whether it's a mountain they had to climb, pit they had to climb out of, however you want to reference it, but we all face a dip in our lives. And if you persevere through that dip, that is where success happens. So one of the things that I thought was very powerful about this book was they said that someone at the top just means that they did not quit along the way. So when you see someone at the mountaintop, you think probably, oh wow, they were destined for greatness. Nobody can compete with them. They were just super talented, like a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan, but you don't think about the times that they lost. You don't think about the times when they were in middle school, when they were in high school, when they were in college, outworking every single other basketball player. They made it look easy because that's how good they were. But you didn't realize that they actually outworked every single person who was dribbling a basketball. They didn't quit along the way. And quitting can have many forms. Quitting could be distracted, could be distraction. It could be, hey, maybe you want to take multiple vacations this summer instead of working on yourself and improving yourself. Maybe it's, hey, I'm going to ease up on the diet. I feel like I'm in really good shape. I could ease up on the diet a little bit. And then those 2 weeks of easing up on the diet now spiral bad habits that you have to break out of that could take at least a month. And now you're a month behind all your competitors. Person at the top just did not quit along the way. At any point, at any dip that they faced, they didn't quit. And so if you marvel at these people, if you look at these celebrities, if you look at somebody that inspires you and you believe they're at the top, all you have to do is not quit along the way. It's that simple. But a lot of us don't realize it. A lot of us don't persevere through it. So one of the things he mentions in the book is that persistent people have a unique ability to visualize the light at the end of the tunnel when other people can't see it. Persistent people visualize the light at the end of the tunnel when others can't see it. AKA optimism. You have to be optimistic. If this is what you want to accomplish, if you want to be a pharmacist, if you want to be a clinical pharmacist, if you want to be a physician, a lawyer, a nurse, whatever it is that you desire, maybe it's an entrepreneur, maybe you want your own business. How optimistic are you? Can you actually see the light at the tunnel to go through the hard days? There's some times where I post content, I'm only getting 6 views. Other times there might be 400. But I'm going to persevere and I'm going to push through those moments where I'm getting those low views. I'm not getting the responses because I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see the light. So my question to you is, do you see it for whatever you're doing? Because it's always easy to be the CEO, right? It's always easy to dream to be the person to make all the money. But it's a lot harder to actually put in the work to be that person. You can't quit along the way. Another big point that they talked about in this book was one of the mistakes that school taught us, and I'm actually starting to learn this now, is that being well-rounded is a secret to success. When in all actuality, do you want somebody who's really well-rounded? So let's break it down. Let's say, and I believe in the book, he used a reference of an accountant. So we'll use an accountant for this purpose. Do you want your accountant to also tell you how to invest? And do you also want your accountant to tell you how to stay fit? Do you want your accountant to tell you nutrition tips? Or do you want your accountant to just be great at helping you lower your taxes? Why does your accountant need to be well-rounded? You need an accountant to be a master at accounting. That's what you want. You want a pharmacist to be a master at pharmacy, at drug knowledge. You're not asking them to be the person diagnosing. You're asking them to be the person to know what's the best med. You're not asking somebody to step into a role that they shouldn't be a master at. And so that's something that I thought was interesting, because I did feel like school really made you want to be well-rounded and learn all these different things. But at the end of the day, you really want to be a master of one thing. It's good to be knowledgeable about a lot of different topics. That's not bad. But have you mastered your profession? Do you consider yourself a master in whatever you're pursuing? And if you don't, then why are you doing it? Shouldn't the purpose be to master something? Isn't that what we truly want to do? Is to be so great at something that people always come to us for help. Isn't that truly the purpose? Another thing that I wanted to touch upon real quick is people who are brave, people who are mature, and people who are stupid. So Seth Godin provided 3 different definitions. So he said basically a person who's brave is someone who toughs out something and completes it. So you're considered brave whenever you tough it out and complete it. You pass physics, you pass that organic chemistry course that was so hard, you toughed it out, you did it. Sometimes a mature person will just avoid it altogether. Maturity is understanding that, hey, you know what? Maybe I really don't want to be a doctor, and I'm not going to waste any more of my time trying to pursue being a doctor, put a whole bunch of money in student loans, have all these issues that I have to worry about later down the line. I'm just going to stop now, and I'm going to go actually do something in finances, or I'm going to go be an English teacher like I've always wanted to be, or I'm going to go be a journalist because that's what I always wanted to do. A mature person just avoids the thing altogether. And then the stupid person is the person who starts something, they invest time and money in it, and then they decide to quit. Meaning maybe you take physics 1 once and you don't pass it, and then you take it a second time and you don't pass it, and you take it a third time and you still don't pass it, and you decide, you know what? I think I'll quit now. Okay. So now you're quitting. Either you persevere through it, you be brave and you persevere through it, or you just be mature and don't start it at all. Do you really want to be the thing you say you want to be? Or not? Food for thought. So, I just want to leave you all with this. One of the main things about this book is that he wants you to understand that being average is for losers. So basically quit whatever you're doing or be exceptional at it. Quit or master it. You decide what you want to do, but you have to do one of the two. So either you're going to persevere through the dip and become a successful person, or you're going to quit now and figure out what you truly want to master. That's it for Mindset Wednesdays. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you need anything else from me, you know where to find me. I'm everywhere. @new_CapsuleRx podcast, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Please feel free to follow us, like our content, and comment, and share it. Share it with a coworker. Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member that you believe might need to hear this. And please, if you are somebody who likes to read, join our book club and definitely get Seth Godin's The Dip. It's only 80 pages. You can literally read it in one day. But it is a powerful book with a lot of meaning. A lot of meaning. So I highly recommend you check it out. All right. And if you haven't yet, please feel free to join the mentorship community right now. I don't know how many spots we have left. I think we probably got about 15 spots left. So if you're interested, the first 25 people get in free. We're creating our own mentorship club, our own mentorship community. So if you want to be a part of it, if you want to learn about finances, if you want to work on your mindset, if you want to work on how to get into pharmacy or how to get the pharmacy career that you desire, I encourage you to join. All right. You can be surrounded by other people who have the same interests, the same passions as you. And it helps you. It helps you to have people cheering you on. Don't have to do this alone. I'm literally creating a community for you for free. So definitely join. Hit me up if you're interested. I think we have about 15 spots left. So hit me up if you're interested. Like I said, the first 25 people get in free. Hit me up if you're interested so I can go ahead and secure your spot. So feel free to message me, DM me. Just let me know you're interested and I'll secure your spot. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. I greatly appreciate your support. And so for this weekend, this 4th of July weekend, you're going to have fun. You're going to be with family. But I challenge you to ask yourself one thing. Do you want to be exceptional? And if that answer is no, then you have to quit and pursue something that you want to master.